Hi, it's me, Elsa, again, in reference to my life story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I wanted to update you guys about the door situation and the landlord with the 30-day notice. I never received a 30-day notice. I think he was talking bananas. But at the end of the day, I'd rather still push forward and pursue in finding my children a better, stable environment, because something so small can cause instability when it comes to the landlord. I can't afford to take those losses, nor can my kids afford to take those losses. So we're still investing in moving forward. Besides that, my son was telling me that he has this teacher that she treats him like trash. Out of everybody in the class, he feels as though he's the only one that's treated like trash. He just said that randomly, so I thought I would add that in my life story. You know how people can be so prejudiced even towards kids, and it's sad. They think that I don't know that they relayed a message saying that I was moving back to Miami, which is a free will. It's just updates if the case is not closed for my 15-year-old. But either way, it's still free will. It's just an update. I don't think it's fair that they email DCF and tell DCF that, hey, at the end of the day, Elsa is moving back to Miami, and I never spoke to anyone about that. I mean, I never even had plans on doing that, and even if I did, that's my business. So what I did was I decided to rate him a 1 star, because I just can't stand the, people being so prejudiced towards me and my children for apparently no reason. I mean, they're judging a book by its cover and not getting inside and just getting to the bottom of it. And that really bothers me. On top of that, my son wrote a poem. We're doing family therapy while he's in the program, and he expressed through the poem about me and his dad having going through the divorce, and how it affected him so much, and also how it affected him seeing us both struggle, and seeing us bicker and fight back then, and he was like had to choose sides, and it bothered him so much. And he's been expressing himself, like I told him, via journal or via poem or via is basically he's been expressing himself through writing poems, journaling, and listen to certain tones and going with the rhythm and writing to it with his poems. You can call it rap. And that's what he does. He does have a talent in that, and he does have a talent in football. He's actually highlighted in football. Always have been since he's been 4. He's been playing football, 4-ish. But yeah, I wanted to basically say that I had seen a family member. Well, I seen a friend of the family, my mom's best friend, who basically got murdered. She got murdered from this food truck guy, and she was caught with a knife in her hand in the murder scene. And in the murder scene, they gave the guy self-defense, because the fact of the matter is she had a knife in her hand, but he killed her. Her name was Sue. That was my mom's best friend, and that best friend of hers had a daughter, which we were pretty close growing up. Every time my dad took me shopping, she was there, and I was a good friend, and I also helped out when it came to her needs while she was there with me. I recently seen her, my mom's friend's daughter, and basically she was just telling me, hey, I seen your sister in January. And I was like, uh-huh. And she was like, yeah, your sister was like, you were on drugs very bad. You were popping pills, and you not only were you popping pills, you were looking for people to take full custody of your children and all this. And I'm like, what? I say in January, I had custody of my kids. I say on top of that, it takes 2 to talk. I say, and if that's my sister that told you that, why didn't you tell her to help out when it comes to the sake of her own nephews? I don't think it's fair. I said, on top of that, I don't do drugs, you know, and all those was pure rumors. I said, you sure my sister said that? Yes, your sister said that. But yet and still she had a chant of saying, hey, she's always been jealous of you. And I'm like, one ear and out the other, because it still takes two to talk. And just because I said hello didn't mean I wanted to indulge in gossip, you know, and hear any negativity, whether it's thrown towards me or anyone else, because that invades my sanity, my energy. You know, I don't want to hear that. I mean, if it's not true, but I don't want to hear it. If, you know, whatever, you know, on Lizzo, whatever they want to think, let them think it. Because I mean, I'm telling my story right here. If you want to know who I am, I mean, just go on YouTube and look at my book. Look at my live footage. You know, look at what I got going on when it comes to my life. I'm not holding anything back. Even when it comes to me. Fortunately. Because I'm not perfect. You know, and I'm not trying to portray this game as if I'm perfect. I want to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Even if it's about me, okay? So if anybody want to know anything about me, just log on to YouTube and go to Elsa Life. You will not miss anything. You will be updated about everything. So yeah, I told you, you know, I don't know, but in January I had my kids, and not only did I have my kids, I even, you know, finished everything that the state told me to finish when it comes to getting my kids back. On top of that, I had a full retail business with the lovely character that shares my name, but I had them paint her as my melon. And you know, I named my business, which is my name, Shop by Elsa. That is my legal right. That is my legal name. So I had painted it on the wall, and I had a full retail business. No one's talking about that. Everybody wants to, you know. And then she goes by my car, and she smells the new car, and she's like, oh my God, your car smells so good. My son had to remind me to get her number, because I don't want to hear no negativity. Once it start off with negativity, it's going to end with negativity. So I just didn't even want to get too involved in it. You know, and yeah, I just feel like I just don't want to deal with anybody that's like fake, or that's like they in my face one minute, but they doing something else behind my back. They plotting against me. Because I don't do nothing to nobody. As you can see, I'm here on my YouTube channel. You know, I mean, I haven't seen a club since my children's dad performed in them. You know, and that's the only time I was in clubs, you know, is to, you know, promote the craft of their talent when it comes to music. But I don't indulge in that. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I don't see the point. On top of that, I'm still waiting to go to trial when it comes to the case where I was arrested and I'm now on bond for. I was able to hear the notes and what the judge in the state and also my attorney had to say. And it's looking like it's all working in my favor. So don't get me wrong, I'm in a peaceful environment. I've been, you know, doing my business, and it's been going well. You know, it's been picking back up. I'm grateful for that, and I just want to continue to put out this life story of mine. I also wanted to inform you guys that if you remember, I had told you sometimes I would have to add, or sometimes I might have to take. You know, it's like a modification or an edit of the way I'm doing my life story as well, just so you guys can understand fully what I be saying, you know, because I also suffer from anxiety at times, and I can go from one conversation to another within a split second. You guys probably even noticed that. But anyway, I don't know if you remember, I'll tell you where it led to when I tell you that I did 3 years and I was lost in the system. That was one of the prior videos. That's probably one of my 5th videos I put up. Well, when I left Finer, Florida Institution for Neurological Rehabilitation in Wachula, what do you call it? Wachula, but I call it Wachula, Florida. Not too far from Arcadia, Florida. Anyhow, it was this lady named Coranda. She was a staff there. She was from Miami as well. And, you know, she was just so spiteful towards me and like this, a narcissist, like a bully, you know. And, you know, she just kept bothering me and I'm like lost in the system and I'm like feeling so alone and I'm like feeling like I'm the only one that's being stuck here for so many years and like no social worker until I seen Kenya from Africa. She was another worker after Jacob Ajayi, another DCF, CPS, HRS, whatever you call them, all of them the same. It's just different names after a while. But anyway, with it, when it comes to Coranda kept bothering me. And I was like, you know what? There's only one way out. And, you know, we went to, as we went to fighting, you know, she's an adult. And I cut her. You know, I cut her. And then that's when they put me in the juvenile justice system. I didn't want to return. Nevertheless, was I going to return back to Florida Institute for Neurological Rehabilitation? And they sent me over in Broward, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, excuse me. And when they sent me there, it was at 6 months or 8 months. I'd say a good 6 months of a girls' halfway program, halfway house. It was called South Florida Intensive Halfway House. And oh man, I mean, they were big on hygiene. They were big on grooming. They were big on cleanliness. They were big on education. They were big on a lot of things. And yeah, it was times that, no, it wasn't even times. Every time we made our bed, we had to be like, we had to be, let's say artistic about it. Like when we make our beds, we would make our beds, but we would fold the covers and roll them up, right? And we would form the shape of a heart. We would form it into a shape of a heart. And then we'll put it in the middle of the bed. But in the middle of the bed with my heart, or they'll do a circle, or they'll just do a regular roll. But every time I would do my heart, I would place the Bible in the middle of it. I'm big on Bible. I'm big on the Bible. Very, very big on the Bible, you know. You guys even remember prior to me saying how many years I hold the Bible to my stomach as a child. So anyhow, I split Coranda in her hand, in her wrist is tight. She was fine, but, you know, after a while it brought attention to me and it got me from being stuck in the system and also lost in the system and overlooked. You know, and it's some heavy, heavy, heavy stuff that I can just keep going on with. Back to my ex-husband, the children's dad. The environments we used to be in was toxic environments. And that's why I don't want to go back there, because it was a lot of drugs involved, a lot of crackhead unsanitariness, and a lot of killing. And a lot of people that's just weak-minded, that didn't know better in any kind of way. And the only one you can save in that type of environment when no one's listening is your own self. And when for the betterment of my kids, and to not be, and me watching 6-year-olds and stuff like that getting killed and all that, and hearing about all those stories and stuff, I don't want to be near it. I don't even want my boys near it. If I want children that's gonna have decent lives and stay alive and have a healthy life, I don't want them in that type of environment, you know, because when I was 15 and I left South Florida Institute for Neurological Rehabilitation, I always told myself, me being a tomboy, I don't never want to be a prostitute like my mom. I don't want to never have to sell my soul or my body for a man. So I always said I would sell dope. And I was that type of hustler at that time. You know, I was selling crack at 15. Yeah, it was pretty much a lot for me to be 15. Sorry, you keep seeing the curtain when I'm trying to put, you keep seeing the blinds when I'm really trying to put, sorry, you cut off because I'm getting on 20%. But I want you guys to see more of this, not that white blinds. But yeah, when I was 15, I was selling crack, and I was selling it in that same environment. So I got tired of seeing the same environment. You know what I'm saying? And I don't sell that stuff anymore, you know? I just pursue, and I see that, you know, I can invest in wholesale retail and do things the right way, you know what I'm saying? And leave that lifestyle alone. Plus, since I can remember, since I was a baby, I always loved fashion, you know what I'm saying? And the one who had the most sauce to me in my family, and I mean the gentle touch and the elegancy and the class, yet she wasn't perfect and she had her faults, was my grandmother, Mary McCrae. I mean, she had the most sauce I ever seen anybody with, ever. Okay? Ever. So when it came to fashion, she comes first in my eyes. And you're like, your grandma? Yeah. The one from Waycross, Georgia, too. Nana. She had all the sauce. She was something else, but she had the sauce. Nana, abuelita, had the sauce. So, with that being said, I'll be back with the rest of my life story. And when it comes to titles, I had to modify and make changes. Edit and modify when it comes to the titles, because I always put Elsa Life story and then I put emojis and this, that, and the other. I want to thank you guys sincerely for tuning in. As much as people, another thing, as much as people sleep on Sos Cuba or Sos Cuba Libre, I'll be the last person to sleep on wanting freedom for Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to sit up there and say Sos Cuba, and then they don't want to see their cousins come here to the USA and do better than them. That's how they feel. That's how some people feel. And some people feel as though it's okay for them to have freedom, but it's not okay for other people to have freedom. And it's like, hey, I'm black. And yes, Black Lives Matter, but guess what? All lives matter. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people don't get it. And the most people that suffers the most, nothing against anyone, you know what I'm saying? But Cuba is more populated. It has more blacks, and in Cuba, the blacks get treated the worst. If you're light skinned, you got a chance. You know what I'm saying? You got a chance of probably getting some scrap metal and, you know, just getting things done. And the way they eat is horrible. You know, it's like, I don't want to get too deep on my opinion. No, I do want to get deep on my opinion. I feel like, you know, when I say they don't want to let their people go, because maybe they feel like, okay, now if I silence you this long, what are you going to say? You know what I'm saying? What could be said? You know what I'm saying? And then again, it can be both parties. It can be on just a simple agreement when it comes to the United States and Cuba. You know, to be able to have free will and travel where you please, because 90% of the doctors and the best doctors are Cuban, and they're here and everywhere. So it's like we still have to respect one another. But either way, I'm still going to say Sos Cuba. And just like I want to win, I want to see everybody win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selfish like that. Some people are. That's their business. And thank you guys so much for listening to my life story. I am nowhere near done. I even have notes in front of me right now. Oh, DCF, CPS, HRS, whatever you want to call it. It was first HRS, then it was DCF, and I guess in certain areas it's CPS, whatever. DCF goes and they tell me just about last week, I was telling her, I was like, what's taking so long with the house inspection for my 15-year-old to come back home? Because I noticed my attorney gave me a court date on the 31st of September, and I'm like, a 31st of September when they're coming home? I mean, when he's supposed to be coming home September the 10th? What's really going on? So anyhow, the staff went to talking to me, and she was like, yeah, we're working on it now. I just sent the paperwork. And I'm like, you just sent the paperwork? Yeah, I'm just finishing it up. And tell me something. I say, yes. What do you want to know? I want to know, I got an email, that you're going to be moving back to Miami. I'm like, first and foremost, I went to Miami because I had an appointment. Second of all, whether I moved to Miami, whether I moved to Valdosta, whether I moved to Canada, and whether I moved to New York, or whether I moved to Atlanta, please don't. Now I see why the new judge wanted this case dismissed last month to begin with. Because you guys are doing too much. You know? It's no excuses once you hand me these certificates. It's no excuses when you see that I am doing everything you guys appointed me to do. It's no excuses. I mean, who would email, and why are you guys so much deep in my business? Trust me, I didn't say that, but I'm just saying that's how I feel. Why are you guys so deep in my business? I say at the end of the day, excuse me, oh God. At the end of the day, it's my choice. You know, if the case is open, I'll always inform you guys, like me being in Valdosta, Lounge, and you guys being in Dade. What's the issue? You're emailing messages about me? Huh? Yeah. And the gang stalking still continues, by the way. Hasn't stopped. But guess what I've been doing? I've been ignoring it. I cut it off. You know, I turn a blind eye to it. So hear me out. Continue to stay tuned when it comes to my life story. And we've been in school. I've been in school. Now I already graduated the acting class. Now I'm going to be doing the what do you call it? Now I'm doing the modeling class. Oh my God, I love it. I love everything about it. You know, I'm ready for it. I'm ready. So, subscribe, like, and share, okay? The only reason it's not the only reason, it's my reason, but either way, the main reason right now is why I keep, you know, removing the comments, because I've been noticing that people go around and they try to scam other people with specific links to interact with their data. So I've been noticing that I haven't been bothering anybody, but someone decides to look at my video, I guess glimpse at it and say boop, and then they put this little spam link for you guys to keep clicking. And who wants that, you know? I just want positivity, you know. I don't want any foreign things going on with the hacking of the system and the data and the plans of whatnot. I can't, okay? So, again, subscribe, like, share, check the link below. You'll be able to drop the tab down and you'll see that my Instagram is Real Cuban Queen 305. You can interact and follow me there. There's a lot of what I do there, as well as my GoFundMe account. And if you ever want to make any donations, you can cash at me to Cuban Queen 305. It has to be a $sign. So it's $, capital C, lowercase u, lowercase b as in boy, lowercase a as in apple, lowercase n as in Nancy, capital Q as in queen, lowercase u as an umbrella, lowercase e as in Elsa, lowercase e as in Elsa, lowercase n as in Nancy, and lowercase z as in zebra. Then you have 305, so it's Cuban Queen 305. $, Cuban Queen 305. It's my cash app. So if you want to make any donations, feel free to do that. Go there, and I'm totally grateful. And so is my children. And so it's going to go towards a better lightning. And you know, my holder broke, so of course I'm going to do what I have to do against all odds and continue to do my life story. You know, I already told you that. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I totally appreciate you guys. Love you. See you later.